Yeah, just a little some reflection. I was just thinking. I don't. I don't talk much about politics because I I don't believe in politicians at all. I have nothing against people who like politics. It's just not my thing. I have different thoughts about what's happening around the world. I always had. Um, I don't want to have enemies in no sense. Talking about politics for me is a no sense. Having enemies in politics. Now people are talking a lot about what was happening on the about Zelensky and Trump and all and everything. What's my opinion about it? I have none. When people ask, so you don't want the war to come to an end? Yes, I do. I really do. Okay? Because in every war, the first to die is the truth. Regardless, who will start the war, who will finish the war. When countries they get involved, when people get involved in it, there's going to be much more than what they actually say is happening. Now, do I believe the war in Ukraine will finish? Yes, it will. When? No clue. Do I believe the war in the Orient will finish in Israel, Gaza? It will. When? No idea. But the only thing what I know is, in my own opinion, I believe the First World War never finished. Why I say that? Because it only moved places. The war stopped in Europe. The war stopped in America. The war went to Africa, and it's been going on and on decades after decades, and nobody cares about it. And then they say the Second World War started, and then the Cold War, and now people are worried about the Third World War will start. The world has been in war since the beginning of the world. We just don't realize it because it's not knocking our doors. It's not happening in our neighborhood. Because we tend to ignore what is happening far away from us. But how many people has been killed in some places in Asia, in Africa, and people don't care about it? How many people has been killed, let's say, in a civil war in Brazil? And now you're gonna ask, what are you talking about civil war? In Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil, the war has been there for so long. Every day people are dying in the slums. Every day people are dying in Mexico with the cartels, with the fight with the police. Everybody knows about it, but nobody cares about it. I don't know why I sound Dutch. It's just because my voice is not great, but I'm Brazilian, Leon. I'm not Dutch at all. No, we simply tend to ignore everything what is not happening around us. Okay? You don't care when people come to you and say, well, there are starvation happening in Africa, and you think, yeah, it's too far, oh, poor people. That's the only reaction you're gonna get from a lot of people. Poor guy, you're dying. You don't care about their radical groups and they're killing them. You may feel like, oh, what? Poor continent, poor country, poor people. No, Africa is not as poor as people think. It's just been neglected. Because people, some governments, they just go there, they take as much as they want, leave nothing behind, and that's it. But if something happens in Europe, whoa, whoa, whoa. Simple example, Brazil, every day people get killed in Rio, São Paulo, anywhere else in Brazil. In all the states in Brazil, people get killed every single day. Innocent people, criminals, police officers, everybody gets killed. If that happens in Europe, they will stop the country. One person, like it was facts a few years ago, so it was like few. That's exactly what I said. In Africa, in a big continent, in many different countries, many different places in Africa, that's what is happening all the time. People cares about it. Nobody care about Africa. They only care about what is the land. Okay, but people talk about Africa like it's the size of Brazil, it's the size of America, it's the size of whatever. That's why I keep saying to everyone, people say the war has finished. It hasn't. It just has been changing place. In Africa, people keep dying and dying and dying all the time. But when you hear about Africa, what people thought about, well, South Africa, Mandela, da, da, da. That's it. No more talking about Africa because there is something bigger happening elsewhere. So people start neglecting again what's happening in Africa. Exactly, Jordan. Exactly. Regardless where people are dying, it's a life which is going. You know. Now, when we look into the scenario, like for example, as I was saying in Brazil, every day people get killed in the Islam, in between the fights with the dealers and with the police. Nobody talks about it. Nobody cares about it. It feels like it's another life gone. Oh yeah, who died? Oh, Mr. John who lives in that street. Oh, let's not worry about him. But when some rich person is being, when a rich person dies, then it's a different matter. Then the TV will announce it. Oh, race crime happened. One person dies. Everybody will talk about it, and they're gonna forget everything what's happening. Really? Well, I would not know why. I wouldn't know why. So you see, like, I saw in my own neighborhood in Brazil, people getting killed every, well, not every day, but every month you would hear someone being shot. Or someone being stabbed. It's not news for absolutely anyone, no one cares about it. Many people die in one single day. You go to São Paulo, you see all the time someone's been shot for just because someone is trying to rob a mobile phone, a bicycle, you know. I saw here in the news in the UK, a couple of people, they came on the motorbike, and a guy just pulled a hammer and stole an electric bike from someone with a hammer, and the guy didn't even know what to do. He was just like trying to avoid, trying to run away from the hammer from the guy. He was so scared he couldn't do anything. If you go to Brazil, if you are in some place in Brazil and you get a hammer to try to steal something from someone, like for example, if you arrive on a motorbike, try to steal a bike with using a hammer, you're gonna lose your motorbike. Because the person is gonna take the hammer away from you, they're gonna rob the hammer and rob your motorbike and take the bicycle on their back. It became so common in Brazil. I even see sometimes like some recordings, people still send to me some videos when I watch. People would try to rob someone with a gun. And they pull the guy behind the balcony in the shop, they jump over the guy, get the gun, and shoot the robber, and it becomes so normal. And then when you look at this kind of things, you're like, what has happened to the humanity? Why people need to kill each other all the time? Now, the difference is when it happens in a place where you already know it's dangerous, people will not come and like they do in England with a knife. Of course they will. But in England, the knife crime has been raised so much in these past few years. Now you're going to ask me, am I afraid I'm walking the street, someone pulling a knife to me? No, absolutely not. I have two choices. I can run. And that would be my first choice. I will run away from that person holding a knife. If my family is in there, I promise to you, I don't care what's going to be happening there, this person with the knife, he's going to regret pulling a knife against my family. Because that's what I do, that's what I practice, that's what I train every single day. I don't advise anyone doing so. When people ask me, can you teach self-defense for knives? And I say, absolutely not. No. If I have to use it, I will. I rather run and run as fast as I can. If I have to use it, fair enough. I will, knowing I'm going to get cut. I'm going to be seriously injured. I just need to make sure I'm going to make more injuries to the other person who's attacking me. Now, is this an advice I'm giving to people? No, I'm just saying this is the word, and the word lives in a constant war. So when we talk about war, let's not only talk about Ukraine, about Russia, about America. We see what's happening now. People are shitting their pants because they believe the Third World War will start very soon. And Europe will be fighting Russia. I don't deny the possibility. Yeah, that might happen, and we all know it will happen at some point. But why do we need to close our eyes to see what's happening in our own neighborhood? Why do we have to say all the time, okay, the war has to finish, but you don't do nothing to finish it? And trust me, it will not come to an end. Because this is what moves the world. You want to stop the war? Stop making weapons. Stop making guns. Then you can see a reason why it will stop, because there is nothing to fight with. Now, everybody knows what happens behind the scenes. Okay? We are not innocent to close our eyes and say, well, I believe the war will finish. If you know there is someone selling a gun on your neighborhood, how do you think the war will finish? But the war is not only about country against a country, it's people against people. I don't get that. I don't understand how it works. But what I know, in every war, someone will have benefits, financial benefits, and that you can't stop. Only money makes the war carries on. Just cut the supply, they will never do it. The war will always be there. Now, we just need to understand, how can we avoid being killed? How can we avoid to get into conflict with someone? How can you avoid having troubles even with your neighbors? Having an argument with your neighbors because he's listening to a music, he's having a barbecue at home, and you just don't like the noise you're hearing there, and you say, whoa, stop that music, it's really annoying me. How do you know if this person is not going to come out and start arguing with you and pull a weapon and come to fight you. Now, we also need to understand the biggest war we have is inside our own mind, with ourselves. We have a war against ourselves all the time, every day. And that's a type of fight you can never win. That's why I say before we finish, it will just move places. It will change places where it's happening, but we'll never stop. Oh, thanks for that, buddy. Yes, well, yes, I live in the UK. Um, I I'm from south of Brazil. I come from the place near Argentina and Paraguay frontier. In 2005, I got invited to come to the UK for several days. The idea of me coming to the UK was just to stay here for 14 days to help with a martial arts event. A couple of friends of mine, they started a capoeira club in here, and they did invite our teacher and another teacher of the group. But the other guy decided he didn't want to come because he had some business in Brazil and he didn't want to leave the business alone. So I came in his place. That was the 11th of November 2006. So in November this year, it will be 19 years living in the UK. So it's a long time. It's a very long time. Then I got married here. I have my family. I still travel. As I say, coming to the UK was just a trip, a martial art trip. I still travel around Europe. Normally, not in the winter. Normally in the winter I just stay for work when it gets busy with the coal. That's where I work. This is the yard where I work. Okay, so it's quite busy around this time. But from the end of this month, from the third week of March until the first week of November, that's when I open my diary for traveling around. So I'm not going to be traveling much this year because I'm going to Brazil for a few weeks on holiday. So but I have few trips to do in Italy, in Poland, Hungary, France, and there is other places as well. I don't count the United Kingdom because here I just get the car and then just move about. Yeah, right. Leon Jones, thanks very much for interacting here with me today. Thanks very much for being asking questions, making the live move forward. Okay, I hope you have a great day. I'll come back later on with different videos, maybe training, maybe playing some instruments. Now, I was gonna say something else, I just can't remember. Age, when you start getting old, you start forgetting everything. So please, for those who are not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe, give us a hand just to grow this channel a little bit. I'm starting another couple of channels, one in English and one in Portuguese for true crime. And this one will be here just to keep talking to people, just to interacting with people all the time, okay? I don't mean to pry, but I met my wife in 2007 and she lived. Oh, really? Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I used to practice jiu-jitsu before. I used to practice for different arts before. But you know, you get tired, you get old, uh, and you have to choose one thing to do to carry on. So I just chose the capoeira. Um, and now I'm practicing esgrima because my weapons skills being quite limited with what I learned in the past, and I can see there's much more to learn about weapons. So I start training with weapons again, and it's just got esgrima teacher, so it's been going quite good. It's been going quite good. As I say, I know how to manipulate weapons. I've been training with weapons for quite a while, but you always, there's something new to learn, you know, some new routines, some new drills, so it's quite good. Right guys, I'll let you guys carry on, so please subscribe to the channel, leave your like in there, or share the page, or just tell them to shut up, and I will do. I'll speak to you guys later. Bye for now.